Welcome, Lolly Leopards, to our AVID Parent Night. The purpose of this night, parents, to give you more information about our AVID elective. Now, keep in mind, AVID is a school-wide system that stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. Now, the AVID system is something that has been implemented in Richland School District 2 since, I want to say, 1996. It's been around even longer than that, but we have been in Richland School District 2 since 1996, and I won't say as of like 2 or 3 years ago, Dr. Davis decided to make this an AVID school district, meaning that it just won't be offered for upper elementary school grades and middle school and high school. They're also offering it as far as down as kindergarten. So the purpose of AVID is to close the achievement gap, because we want kids, when they graduate from high school, they have many options. So as a result, your kids are expected through the AVID system, through the AVID Enrichment, they'll be pretty much in a college preparatory system. It's been offered in as many as 45 states. I want to say the number has gone up since then. As far as if your child gets accepted into the AVID Enrichment, and let me back up a second. AVID is offered through all teachers. Teachers use AVID strategies in their classrooms. But when it comes to the AVID elective, which is offered for middle school and high school kids, kids do have to apply. And as a result of being in the AVID Enrichment course, we do expect them to be successful in rigorous courses, because they're going to be provided the support they need through tutorials, through the AVID curriculum, and as a result, to be strengthened to be successful in those classes. We do expect them to participate in school activities so they can be a well-rounded learner. And also, we want to make sure in the end that when it's time for them to prepare for college or time for them to enroll in college, that they are capable of it. We're not saying that college is the end all. The reality is they can go to a 2-year school. They can decide to go into a career. Nevertheless, we want to make sure they have the tools they need to be successful after high school. So when it comes to the AVID Enrichment program, which I will show you how your children can apply for the program, we do expect it to be voluntary. AVID stands for Advancement via Individual, which means through the individual, they're able to advance themselves and be determined to go to another level. So although parents, I do believe sometimes you have to sign up your children for things that they don't want to be in, but it will be more beneficial to them and you if they see the investment, if they see how it works. At the end of this video, you will see another video of how different parents, teachers, and students testify how they believe AVID works for them and how AVID is beneficial. We definitely believe in parent involvement. We have trained tutors, and I'll explain how they fit into our curriculum later. We do go on with high school tours and college tours, which I'll explain more later. And students are expected to participate in some type of service learning or volunteering. I would say last year before the pandemic, kids were expected to do, I can't remember the exact hours, but I want to say it was 5 to 10 per quarter. And they were expected to do some type of community service, whether it was around the school or through their church or through Boy Scouts or whatever organization they worked with. And they had to turn those in at the end of the quarter. Well, due to the pandemic, I did not make it something that was a requirement, but when restrictions are lifted, that can eventually change. But that's something that's always a prerequisite when it comes to high school. And high school AVID, they have to have community service. All right, so in order for your child to be successful as a result, AVID has been proven successful. One of the things I want to emphasize here is provides a team of students for positive peer identification. Your students are able to be around other students who see, I need the help too, so let's help each other. Or they are able to pull from other people's strengths for them to improve and vice versa. So they're around a common group of kids who have one thing in mind. We're all trying to advance. We're all trying to do better. So as a result, I am their advocate. I am the facilitator who is coaching them to the next level. Nevertheless, they have to believe it with themselves. But being around peers, they see I'm not the only one who's maybe struggling with this and I can get some help. Or maybe I see other people have struggled with this and they've overcome. So that's one thing that I strongly emphasize, that we have a community of learners, a community of students and teachers who are willing to help these kids get to the next level. All right, so here are some ways we believe you can help strengthen your students. So we definitely believe that AVID is not just about the student and also about the parent involvement. So there are some activities and some assignments that I involve you to participate with them to build that stronger community within your home. So please know that one of the things I will emphasize is be enthusiastic and supportive. One thing we ask is that you make sure you're holding them accountable, and at the end of the day, these are still kids. They're in middle school, but they're still kids. And they need your enforcement, they need your support, and they need to know that I can come to someone in the home to help them. So again, AVID is not just about the student, it's not just about the teacher, it's about the whole community, including the family, coming together to push these children to the next level. When it comes to our schedule, this is a generic schedule you see on the screen here, but I will say that this year, our tutorials are on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I'll explain what tutorials are later. So on the other off days, we go into the AVID curriculum, which includes, we just got through finishing up a passion speech unit where kids had to write out a passion speech. We went through a total of 2.5, maybe 3 revisions, and then they had to present the speech in front of their classmates. We work on writing skills, we work on reflections, we work on community building relational capacity, which means we learn how to work with each other and how to talk with each other. We work on conflict resolution. We even work on math skills in here. We learn how to work together in collaborative study groups, whether it's through a tutorial or just having a regular study session on a particular topic that's coming up in the class. So basically, we work on critical strategies where we analyze music, we analyze lyrics, we mark up the text, we have Socratic seminars, all those things we do on the other days that we don't have tutorials. Now, speaking of the AVID curriculum, that involves Wicker, which is writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading. So all those things I just listed from the previous slide, those are the things that are broken down into each area of Wicker. So Wicker is not just something they'll see in the AVID classroom, but Wicker is something they will see in every classroom and every core area. But one thing that AVID strives on, these are some of the activities that we do. Like for instance, tutorials is part of the inquiry process, but it also involves reading. They have to read through their notes to come up with the initial question. It involves collaboration because they work with their peers to come up with a point of understanding. It also involves organization because they have to go through a tutorial request form and follow the steps to come up with a point of confusion. And again, tutorials is one of those processes that we do twice a week. I have at least 2 tutors, trained professionals that come in and work with our students. And we break off into smaller groups and we help kids that came up with a point of confusion work through their point of confusion to come to a point of understanding. I'll admit I don't always work with the math groups, but nevertheless, if we have to look it up on Google, we do. But I will say Mrs. E, who has been with me ever since I've been at Longleaf Middle School for the past 5 years, and we have Miss Halen, who's been with us this past year, and she's an awesome asset to our team. A lot of kids love tutorials, not at first. It's a hate relationship at first because you have to work at another level, thinking critically, and kids are quick to say, well, I have an A. I don't understand why I have to have a question. No, it's trying to get them to think on a level 3 questioning. It's going past the basic recall, but can we come up with a question to get a better understanding of the content? And most kids, if not 99, if not 100%, admit that tutorials, they are a better student because of tutorials. And this is the process we go through. This is something I teach the kids. We work through it in class first. Then eventually after about 2 to 3 weeks, they do the tutorial request form at home, but we work through the tutorial process for weeks, and it's something that we fine tune throughout the whole school year. All right, we mentioned earlier that kids do go on field studies. Mostly our field studies entailed looking into the future and what we can astound to and where we can possibly go. So definitely when it comes to college tours, I try to attend 2 per year. I'll admit because of the pandemic, we were only able to go to 1 last year, which was North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina. We toured the campus and then we attended a football game. Our 6th graders were afforded the opportunity of going to Nephron Pharmaceuticals here in West Columbia. They were able to tour the campus and see the amount of jobs that could be offered as a result of coding as a result of chemistry. And then also the year before, we went to we had a Queen City tour where we toured Queen's University, Johnson C. Smith University, and we saw a football game at Johnson C. Smith University. And then that following spring, we toured Coastal Carolina University. So again, we try to tour at least 2 schools per year. I'll admit this year, because of the pandemic, we only did virtual tours, and we've had guest speakers come in via Google Classroom. Now, our high school students, not our high school, our rising high schoolers, so if you're going to the 8th grade next year, we try to have you tour the high schools. And as a result, the reason why we do that is because there is choice in Richland too. The only 2 schools that do not have full choice, Blythewood does not have choice, Blythewood High, and then Spring Valley only has choice if you apply through the magnets there. The rest of the high schools, you are able to attend that school via choice, where you apply in January and based on the area you're trying to be in as far as the magnet is concerned. There are a lot of awesome programs that are offered in Richland too, and I try to expose those students to those programs and what's available to them. And you do have some parents who, although their children is zoned for a particular school, because they feel like their child will be best suited in a particular program at another school that are not zoned for, they are willing to get them there and to make sure they have what they need at that particular school. Now, when it comes to AVID recruitment, here are the important dates you are to remember. March 3rd, the application was made available to all students in Longleaf Middle School via Google Classroom. So if they go to their homeroom teachers or their intervention teachers email, they're able to access the application. As you can see, there's a QR code that you can scan to get to the application. You can also email me and I can send you the application. You see my email is there, rjenkins@richland2.org. The application is due March 26th. Then from there, we have interviews on April 12th through the 29th. I will admit, when your child submits their application, I will immediately submit to them asking for a screenshot of their grades so I can look at their progress and how they are. And based on their grades, they can move to step 2, which is the interview process. And then from the interview process, they will get an email notification letting them know whether they have been accepted or not been accepted into the program. So again, here are the other QR codes that you can access. Again, if you're not able to access the QR codes, please email me so I can give you some more information. I'm going to show you what the application looks like. So when you scan the QR code here, as you can see, it automatically takes you to the cover letter, which gives you the same information I just gave you. It lets you know the due date. You see my contact information there. As you scroll down, it lets you know the qualifications, what we're looking for in an AVID student, what is required of an AVID student. It gives you the dates of what we're expecting for. And then if you decide this is what you will be the best opportunity for your child, which it will be, you will click on this link and it will take you to the AVID application. The AVID application is a Google form. It's going to ask you to fill in some information here. Keep in mind the AVID application, you will not be accepted based on your AVID application. The purpose of the AVID application is to collect data from you and information from you. What we're going to look at is grades. We're going to look at test scores. We're going to look at teacher recommendations. We're looking at all of that before we make a decision on whether or not we feel like the AVID enrichment is based for you. Again, AVID is offered to everyone as far as the course line and the coursework, but at the same time, as far as the enrichment course is concerned, it is an application process. So I am about to conclude this video. As of right now, there should have been someone in the chat box. If you had any questions, you can ask them. If you still have questions while the next portion of this video is playing, please feel free to ask any questions from our site team or myself. We will be here on the YouTube link answering any questions, but also please know we're about to play a video for you so you can hear some of the viewpoints of the different students, of the teacher here at Longleaf Middle School and a parent and what they feel about AVID and how AVID has worked for them. Thank you so much for attending this event. And if you have any questions, again, please email me. Thank you. Good night.
Hey you, yeah, I'm talking to you. Do you want to be organized? Do you want to have good grades and make honor roll like myself? Do you want to be a leader at all times and learn how to make eye contact? If you say yes to all those questions, then AVID is for you.
Hi, my name is Ryan Jenkins and I'm the AVID coordinator and elective teacher at Longleaf Middle School. I am so excited that you are interested in our AVID Enrichment program, which you can be in as early as 6th grade. And in this video, you will learn more about AVID, which stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. As a rising 5th grader, you can apply for the 6th grade program. That is only a semester. And then as a rising 7th grader, you can apply for the 7th grade program, and as an 8th grader, which is a year-long program. So in this video, you will meet several of my students who will give you their testimonials about what they believe about AVID, what they love about AVID, what they get from AVID, so you can hear from a student's perspective on how AVID can help you become a better student.
Hi, my name is Brooklyn and I'm a member of the 8th grade AVID class. The question is, why did I join AVID? I joined AVID mainly to get more prepared for high school and later on college. I knew that AVID could help me become more organized, get a balanced lifestyle, and get a feel for what my high school years would look like. Through my time at AVID, I have learned this and so much more, so I definitely advise you to join the AVID program.
A student should join AVID because AVID helps you create educational skills for yourself, such as taking notes or learning and practicing study habits. And it also teaches you life lessons, like sometimes for our DPA, daily participation activity, we interpret codes and find ways that we can apply them into our lives. I joined AVID because I thought it would be very beneficial to my grades, and I thought it was going to help me prepare for college, and it has. Now I know what I'm going to do when I get to that step to prepare me for it.
Make a tutorial question and fill out a tutorial form, and then you'll go over it in class, and then you'll have people that can help you with that specific question and answer, and other people can have that same question and answer that you have.
Hi, I'm Jaden Brown. I'm a 7th grade AVID student, and today I'm going to tell you the advantages and disadvantages of AVID. First, there's only one disadvantage, and that it consumes a lot of time, but that's okay. For advantages, it helps you stay on task. For me, it helped me get better grades, and it helps you get organized. The field trips are amazing, and the clothes that you get with AVID are amazing. This is definitely a program you want to be in, and you should join.
The AVID Wicker strategies are important for students to learn how to succeed in school with writing, inquiry, reading, and the collaboration piece teaches students how to succeed after school as well, since collaboration is such an important 21st century skill.
Now keep in mind, AVID is a school year program where you're going to see in the teachers' classrooms, but AVID Enrichment program is specifically for those who apply and want to take themselves to another level.
Hey there, this is Whitney Weston, and this is my son Caleb Weston, and he is a 7th grade AVID student, and this has been AVID has been an awesome experience in his life. I love what they're doing in the class. I love the discussions that I know I hear. Ms. Jenkins wants and expects the very best from them, and it's just so good to have such an advocate. Also, just the real world skills they're learning of how to hold discussions, how to be able to pinpoint their areas that they're confused about in their learning. It is an amazing experience that I highly recommend. Thank you.
Arcade.
Well, I'm an avid for all of those things, organize, to keep my grades up and etc. I actually learned how to make eye contact and to be professional around adults. Join AVID now, before it's too late.